on Breakthrough News Instagram. This is where I got it from. So definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Number one, 275,000 public workers have been fired or pushed to resign. We're doing a recap of what Doge has done so far. Isn't that crazy? And what are the effects? By the way, this was illegal. What happened? This is illegal. Number two. Let's go down to number two. Great reporting by Breakthrough News. Doge's 2 trillion savings were an illusion. Let me get my phone out so I can read the highlighted part because I'm not even going to try to read it on screen right here. My eyes don't work that way. The cost of Doge operation layoffs and termination, cancellations of grants, contracts, and projects, lost revenue, and additional taxpayer costs puts Doge at nearly 21.7 billion in a hole, according to the Senate's Permanent Subcommittee of Investigations. Isn't that crazy, bro? But you know, Donald Trump's going around here. I'm showing this for a reason. Because Donald Trump's going around here trying to say that all this winning. I could just sing the Beyonce song right now. All this winning. Like he's like, we're winning. We are winning. Does it look like we're winning? So this is the loser. I mean, he's rich as hell. So, you know, people be like, you be calling rich people losers. Rich people can still be freaking losers. This is the far right asshole, Russell Vought, who is the new head of Doge. He is, if you don't know his face, guys, hello, guys. Wait, put me up. Put me big on screen. Put me big on screen. Guys, this is the fucking architect of the far right Project 2025. There he is. There he is. Remember when Donald Trump said that he doesn't support Project 2025? Why is the architect of Project 2025 the head of Doge? Huh? You don't support Project 2025, but you all of a sudden it was able to, you know, this guy is unelected, by the way, just like how Elon Musk was unelected. All this power, right? They get all this power just being rich. Rich people, man, ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then they'll get mad if you question this. They'll get mad. They'll be like, oh, how dare you? I don't even mean to use the Greta Thunberg scenario, but seriously, like that's the asshole that started Project 2025 and he's the head of Doge. How fitting. How fitting. People will be like, well, why did Elon Musk leave? You know, before they started beefing. Elon already got his pay cut, bro. He got so much money from the government. We're going to get into that too. Number 4. This is crazy. And this is something that a lot of people need to pay attention to while we deal with these natural disasters and everything. Over 90% of the staff at an agency protecting workers' safety were fired, bro. We're just recapping how horrifying Doge has been for this country in the past 8 months. So, okay, not only are we screwed with paying for everything, higher the tariffs, all this shit, because that's going to come out of our pockets. But we don't even have a government that can take care of our essential needs when it comes to weather during an era of climate change. The National Institution for Occupational Safety and Health Office, safeguarding miners and others, were partly were partly reversed from a federal lawsuit. Trump's support for the coal industry has been exposed as support for the owners, not the workers. So we got massive cuts in the National Institution of Occupational Safety. Wow. And you know what? But to remind you, while we go through this, all this money that's getting cut, just to let y'all know, it goes to the rich. This money all going to the rich, baby. All of it. Aren't you excited? Rich people get to be richer while we suffer. Isn't that awesome? That just, oh my God. I'm just like Oprah. I am just so happy for you. Like Elon, like I'm so happy for you. Like Jeff Bezos. Oh God. I'm so happy for you. You guys get to get so much more money while the country goes to shit. Oh my God. I'm so happy for y'all. I'm really like you guys are literally goals. I wish I could be a billionaire. Not really. All right. Next up, number 5, 600 layoffs in the National Weather Service. See, I told you we're going to talk about it. Have damaged forecasting while storms pound the country. Those direct cuts are severely weakening the National Weather Service ability to monitor dangerous weather. 8 of the 122 National Weather Service offices are now unable to operate around the clock, and 17% fewer weather balloons were launched this year because of the staff shortage. A spike in flash floods and deadly storms in Texas, which killed at least 138 people, have underscored how essential the weather warning system is. But I'm so happy for you, Elon Musk. I'm so happy for you. You got so much money. You got so much money for being a part of Doge, and then you left after you got what you wanted. And now this motherfucker Vought, who is the architect of Project 2025, another billionaire, by the way, is just getting so much money now too. And not only he's getting money, all his rich ass friends are getting money too. Wow, we pay $9 for eggs and continue to watch the most covered in media wise genocide ever. While we get to see our friends who have friends that are immigrants, I'm not talking about the other ones, get put on threat to leave the country or get kidnapped and are deported out the country when they're just providing for their families. Police brutality spiking up again because the courts are now just letting motherfuckers do what they want and they can stay away from accountability because Donald Trump wants to make sure the police are safe. We could send the National Guard on our own people, the Marines on our own people, just to quell justified unrest. I'm so happy for you. Do you feel safe, rich people? Do you feel safe that you can finally get these budget cuts? Oh my God. You getting money, baby. You getting some money. I can't wait to see how much these motherfuckers get by the end of the year. This is insane. All because of the, and then I want to talk about a little bit. I'm gonna get into that. But we got a few more slides. Like I said, breakthrough news. Like people, please. If you want a publication that is honest and is on the ground 24/7, talking to working class people like you and I, breakthrough news. Now this kind of touch home on like what I used to do for a living when I was working for Democrats and I was a contractor and stuff like that. I was working for a roofing company, and the reason why the roofing company was so successful This is a true story. The reason why the roofing company left Connecticut, so I couldn't participate no more as being a part of that company anymore because they went to Florida and they want to stay in Florida. And the reason why they want to stay in Florida is hurricanes, you know what I mean? And FEMA does not do a lot. They'll help out, but they don't help out. If you know what I'm saying. And that's why roofing companies are able to go in. What we did was we used the date of a storm that had the most impactful weather. I'm gonna tell you the trick. Um, and we'll go look at your roof. Hey, look, you're missing a few shingles, and they will date it back to a storm that had a high risk of those shingles leaving. Insurance company come in, they look at it, they go, oh, if you don't have a crazy ass deductible, you get a new roof for free. That was my job. Helped a lot of families get new roofs. I was happy about that. That was before I got really, really radical and started doing some wild, crazy shit to stop this country with its capitalist bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm joking about the wild crazy shit. I was just doing organizing, being a grassroots organizer. I'm just so FEMA with hurricane season here, FEMA is under threat too. So FEMA already don't do shit, and they losing more money. So that means ain't nobody gonna get nothing done. Ain't nobody gonna get no fucking help as efficient as I don't even want to say as efficient because it wasn't even as efficient, bro. But it is what it is. The agency has sorry, I got to itch on my nose. The agency has proposed cutting nearly $1 billion in the grant funding. The agency that we're talking about is sorry, coffee's making me do a little burp. The agency you're talking about is Doge. The agency has proposed cutting nearly $1 billion in grant funding. That's crazy, including the total termination of the Urban Area Security Initiative (UASI), which provides more than $500 million to prepare major cities for catastrophic emergencies. Isn't that beautiful? So I live in New Haven. So we can't ask for shit if something happens here. We live off the coast. we got a chance of getting hit with something real nice, but don't expect your federal government to do anything about it once that happens. You know what I mean? Also, speaking of that, there was also a publication that came out that was talking about how Donald Trump is backpedaling on his stance, saying that if you are anti-Semitic, you will not receive government funding and aid and help and all this stuff like that, especially businesses and all stuff like that. That's a policy that was already being used for years, guys. I understand that we're trying to stay aware of what Donald Trump is doing, but he's using laws and using policies that are already in place as well too, as much as he's signing so many crazy ass executive orders. The anti-Semitic policy under federal was already being used like that, and you'll learn that if you were in like the nonprofit sector, you'll learn that if you're looking for funding and stuff like that for whatever type of organization that you have and everything, you'll learn that. So so for people that don't know, that's nothing new. That's not brand new at all. That's actually how they operate. Is it unconstitutional on the demonstration side? I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really tell you, because you gotta remember these type of laws and stuff can be interpreted in so many different ways. Trump's argument is the anti-Semitic part, which we already know he's gaslighting the whole definition. It's not even what the Zionists are saying that it is. They're using it to protect Zionism. That's the whole sole purpose of it. And also there has been cases of Zionists who identify, because you can be Zionist as a Christian, you can be Zionist as a Muslim, you can be a Zionist as an atheist, you can be a Zionist as any form of belief that you want to believe. It's not just Jewish people. And by the way, majority of Jewish people are not even Zionists. You can look at polls as well too. Majority of Jewish people don't even support Zionism or support Israel. Last time I checked in the polls, it was like 30% of the Jewish population of the world either 30 or 40, identify as Zionist. So Zionism is not an ideology that's only Jewish. You could be Zionist, Christian, and all that stuff. But in the courts, they can use that as well, maybe they're just using this to protect against discrimination. But it's vice versa, because if you're not using the same definition correctly and you're putting towards an organization that's not being anti-Semitic and you want to cut their funding because you view them as being anti-Semitic, that's a court issue, definitely. And I hope you're able to sue the United States government and prove that their definition is incorrect. But either way, Trump, he says these things. He says a lot of things as if it's his ideas, but a lot of it is not. A lot of it's not. That type of policy was already being used in the United States long before Trump even thought about becoming president. They already had a type of policy. So moving on. I got a few more. We are almost there. Okay. Number 7. This is a wild one. I mean, all of them are wild. All of them are wild. All of them are wild. 90% of Consumer Financial Protection Bureau staff were cut in April. Remember, they was like, if you don't like it, get the hell out. It's crazy. It's crazy. Get the hell out. We don't want you here. Like, literally, they came in and they were just like Mean Girls. Like, instead of saying, oh, she doesn't go here, they were just like, you don't belong here. No. We got good genes. Like, they was on a Sydney Sweetie type of mindset. If you're not blonde and blue eye, you're not white and Christian. We don't want you working here with your DEI. We don't support DEI. There will be no DEI in this government. Nobody does well when they're just hired for diversity hire. Okay. And how much money you think, guys, Elon made? Let's go to the 8th slide. Elon got a bag, bro. He already rich as hell, but he definitely got a bag being a part of Doge. Check that out. Musk companies have pocketed tens of billions of dollars in federal support while facing 30 federal probes. This man be about to get investigated. Guys, we don't live in a democracy, and I'm really tired of people thinking that you live in a democracy. You don't get to decide on what you want in the Constitution, like Cuba did, like Iran did. Liberals don't read on Iran properly, so they don't know that. You don't get to choose your Constitution. You don't get to choose who becomes president. It's whoever's the richest one and has the most money. That's how it goes. It's always been that way. You don't get to choose a functional government with your votes. You don't. And you don't get to choose when a rich person like Elon Musk gets to come in unelected and join some type of agency and then leave with tens of billions of dollars while pretending that what he did under Doge benefited America. And all these slides that we're going through, that breakthrough news so amazingly touched on. There's so much more to talk about. This all these slides that breakthrough news literally made on Instagram. Like, this shit is just like a preview, bro. We could go for hours on Doge. We could go for hours. As a union guy too. Oh, I got so much tea. So much fucking tea. But it's okay. We don't have time right now. That'll be for another show. Don't worry. We'll keep doing. Don't underestimate your enemy live streams. That's what these live streams will be called, because I like to put a name to things instead of just doing stuff without a purpose, even though this is a purpose, but having a name on something makes it more purposeful. So yeah, let's read the excerpt. As part of the recent Trump-Musk fallout. Trump has threatened to turn Doge on Musk. Oh God, yo, this is hilarious. Trump, you're on Epstein's list. Stop distracting. We all know that you're on Epstein's list. You helped your boy get tens of billions of dollars. You did that, Trump. You helped him get tens of billions of dollars, and now you're mad. Now you're mad, Trump. And now you want to go after the same guy you made richer. Isn't that a debacle? That makes no sense to me at all. Makes no sense. Try to do the Trump thing, whatever. The monster seeking revenge on Dr. Frankenstein. I like that. Musk businesses will also be affected by the Big Beautiful Bill's elimination. And this is why Musk was pissed about the Big Beautiful Bill. Elimination of clean energy tax credits and the introduction of new taxes on solar and wind companies. But Musk, you can't complain because this was your guy. This was your guy, Musk. Don't change now. When you spend more than $200 million just to steal an election, don't complain now, Musk. Come on. This is what you wanted. You're getting what you wanted, Playboy. That's all. Is that so hard? Come on. Come on, Musk. Why are you so mad, bro? This is what you wanted. You spent all that money. You might as well deal with it. All right, whatever. Trump's budget deepens the deficit, making the stated rationale for Doge and its cuts even more pointless. Meanwhile, military spending has set a new record of $1 trillion. $1 trillion we are now spending on military budget, guys. Aren't you excited? Isn't that good for us? Isn't that so? That's so good for us, guys. That is just so fucking good for us. We spent $1 trillion on military while we're cutting funding to hospitals. We're cutting off people off of food stamps. $17 million. 17 million people are now getting kicked off of Medicaid. Oh my God, that's so good for us. We don't give a shit about none of you poors. We don't want to help y'all out. We just want y'all to be workhorses. And if you don't want to be workhorses, then die. But if you're fit, you could join the military. You could join the military and die for corporate America while we try to displace every other country that we don't like and support Gaza's genocide in the Congo and Sudan and Peru. The list goes on. The list goes on. $1 trillion in the military budget. You know how much China spends on military budget? Like half. Like half. North Korea's military budget is the same as the New York City's police department budget. Did you know that? Russia's military budget is nowhere near $1 trillion. Nowhere. Not even close, baby boy. Not even close. Why are we spending $1 trillion on military? But we can't. Just remind you, the only first world. I hate that term. That's so colonial, but I might have to use it. The only first world country to not have single payer healthcare. The only first world country to have everybody in debt on healthcare. Healthcare too, but also on school. I mean, I'm in like 10 grand in debt. I got a friend that's in $100,000 debt. Got other friends in $200,000 debt. List goes on. You know what I mean? It's not like Denmark where they pay their students to go to school. They give you an incentive to go to school. Not like Norway where they give you an incentive to go to school. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, school's free. No, not like that. I don't know how long they're gonna be able to do that because the EU wants them to pay more and more for war as well too, following the United States role in wanting to amp up the war against Russia, amp up the war against China and everything. So they're probably not going to be able to have single pay healthcare real soon or have free schooling as well too. They're definitely going to be on the list if they keep just allowing America to dictate their foreign policy. I mean, at the end of the day, their foreign policy, NATO's foreign policy, EU's foreign policy, all of Europe's foreign policy besides the Eastern Bloc is destroy Russia and give America whatever they want. Give like what happened with the freaking terrorist bill. Okay, yes. Japan said, I don't know about all that. Okay, I'll give them that. Give them that. Japan's not in Europe though. There was another European country that actually said, I don't know about all that too, but I can't even think of the name right now. Let's move on, guys. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, $1 trillion. And we got so much homeless people. You know what I mean? You know, Bikini Faso, like, everybody's getting housing now. Isn't that amazing? We got more empty homes than homeless people in this country. And for some reason, we just can't seem to figure out how we can house those people and, you know, invest in building housing, or not even build, just repair the empty homes that you have. You got the money. You can spend $1 trillion for 900 bases around the world. There should not be any homelessness. That's not a radical statement. That's fucking common sense. If you can spend $1 trillion on military, there's no reason for there to be homelessness in this country. And anybody that disagrees with me, DM me and tell me your argument of why you think what you think, because I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. All right. Billions in delay funding hurt multiple public services. Is it? Look. $1 trillion in the military budget, but billions in delay funding to hurt multiple public services. Isn't that amazing? Fuck y'all. You poors don't need shit. What we need to do is make sure we got the bombs, baby. That's what we need to be worried about. Bombing people. That includes nearly $1 billion to delay funding to Head Start, which forced many programs to shut down or scale back. Wow. Trump also withheld $7 billion to public schools. Wow. Public schools are fucked enough, and you just take $7 billion away from them. A move that ultimately failed after illegal pushback, and signed a bill to make $9.3 billion in Doge cuts permanent, targeting PBS, NPR, foreign food aid. Remember when NPR said that they weren't government funded? I just got reminded by that. You freaking liars. Pushing all that damn CIA propaganda. We're not government funded. We're publicly funded. Hey guys, another thing is in the nonprofit sector, what you learn that even if you are funded by 1% by the government, you are considered a government funded organization. So that's a little bit of knowledge as well too for you to know. Even if it's 3%, you know what I'm saying? So if you receive any type of funding, because I worked for a nonprofit that did not receive any government funding. We just went off of grants from other organizations that was giving out grants. That's how we got our funding. So, you know, I mean, we can never say that we're government funded, but NPR is government funded. And the cat's out the bag right here with this post. So they can never deny that they're not government funded. Yeah. All these organizations, you know what I mean? Like, I feel bad if they're losing money and stuff like that because of what's going on with Trump, but they're still problematic too, pushing that CIA nonsense. Got everybody in the public looking crazy. All right, last slide. And again, from Breakthrough News. Please go like, share, follow them. Shouts out to Rhonda Cowett. She puts in work. Unions are leading the charge against Doge. And this is good. This is a good slide right here. As a union guy, I'm so happy. And I wish my union was a part of this fight. Hopefully one day they also will be. Public sector unions have led the charge against Doge, continuing a multi-front legal battle. Let's go, baby. Challenging Trump's ability to eliminate agencies created by Congress. On May 30th, the Ninth Circuit, sorry, my cat is doing some stuff. I don't know if y'all can hear it because my mic is so good. I apologize about that, but it was distracting me. On May 30th, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals kept in place a block on Trump's executive order to execute even more mass firing. See, the courts had to get involved because this man was just on a firing tear. Like he was like Thanos, basically, just trying to snap people's livelihoods away and shit, and don't even give a fuck. Like sometimes I wonder about these rich people. It's like, do you realize that you're not making any fucking friends when you just screwing people over like this? And you should be surprised. This is why you need security. And I'm not trying to say anything. Okay, look, I don't have to say nothing. There's a man named Luigi that already proves my point. Like you doing all this shit to poor people, the people that need help, and then you get mad if somebody takes a attack on your life. You get mad if somebody threatens or moves to try to end your life. Like, come on, you can't just be a douchebag and not get douchebag consequences. Like that just makes no sense. When I was in high school and somebody was talking junk about me and they just started talking junk to my face, this is why I had to go to anger management in high school. If I'm getting bullied, I'ma smack you. That's what I did in high school. That was the consequence of the bully to come to me. The bully went to somebody else and they didn't get smacked. But when the bully came up to me, the bully got smacked. And if I lost the fight, I lost the fight. If I won the fight, I won the fight. I lost more fights than I won. But I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. You cannot treat people this way and expect to not have any repercussions of a threat on your life. Luigi not the only one, bro. Look at the news. They're covering it up. Look at the news. Look at the news. So I'm just saying, dude, like it's just astonishing how it took the courts to stop this man from firing more people. More people. Like, all right, when we look at numbers of people being fired, remember, each of those numbers are somebody. Like somebody that has a house, somebody has kids, somebody that's like you and I, workers. Those are somebody. And it's just ridiculous. Also, I'm gonna just reread it one more time. On May 30th, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals kept in place a block on Trump's executive order to execute even more mass firings. This man is unhinged. However, recent Supreme Court rulings have given Doge the green light to continue its work